Hello, and welcome to another edition of Croakin with Frogopolis and my special guest, Fuzo. What's Croakin, Fuzo?
The usual. I'm here talking about fascinating movies. How have you been?
I have been good. How are you?
Pretty good. I had to rewatch these movies because we had a whole week that we had this date planned. Problem is, I'm a very sudden person, and last night after going to movies, I rewatched all of these movies.
Did you watch yesterday anyway?
I went to go see Spider-Man with a friend of mine because she hasn't seen it and she wanted to see it with somebody, and I liked it as much the second time. It's probably the best Spider-Man they've done probably since the Raimi movies. So
Oh, yeah, I've heard good things. I'll get to it eventually.
oh yeah, but yeah, last night I fell asleep halfway through Saw 2, so I had to rewatch that. I woke up in a panic because my TV started auto playing the Eli Roth Borderlands movie, and I could.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know. I was looking around for either a gun to blow my brains out or a remote to hit stop, whichever one would be faster. But I found the remote.
Yeah, thankfully you found the remote first.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't seen it, not even out of, morbid curiosity.
Yeah. Oh, that movie fucking sucks. So here's a shout out to Loud Equals Funny. We all Claw, Gabe, and one of our friends Tyler. They went to the theaters to go see it. I went to the theater to see it. Tristan found means to see it. And I legitimately had to go and pee 3 times because if I didn't stand up and stretch my legs, I was gonna fucking fall asleep.
Honestly, it sounds like it's either incredibly boring or
It's boring. It's poorly acted. It's not. It doesn't even look good.
so it's not even in the entertaining bad category.
No, it's a fascinating mess, but in the sense of it's not worth watching. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's such a shame too because Eli Roth used to be able to make bad movies, but at least entertaining bad movies. And ever since this and that new Ice Cream Man movie he made, which apparently has a bunch of fucking AI in it too.
Oh yeah, he admitted to using AI. The more I read about it, the more of a disaster it sounds like.
Should have stopped your career at Hostel Part 2. You know when the getting was good.
Yeah, I've never watched the Hostel movies, which I guess is a good segue into these because they often get
Yes.
compared to the Saw movies, but I don't know. I don't know if they would be quite as interesting as the Saw movies, but I guess you would know. Haven't seen any.
So I watched all of the quote unquote torture porn movies, which I would argue Saw is way less torture porny, at least in these first few movies. 3 gets a little into it with Barack, and we'll get there.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh god.
which I actually like Barack.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's great. But holy shit.
Eli Roth with the Hostel movies was kind of trying to go for a little bit of post 9/11 American criticism, which is why I do hold those movies in a little higher regard than every other thing he's ever done, except for Cabin Fever. And when I say that, the original Cabin Fever.
Why did he remake his own movie? I never understood that.
Yeah, having watched it, I don't know either. It's because they made sequels to that because it was a successful horror movie in the 2000s. Of fucking course they did. And those are okay. They're not good or bad. They're better than most of them.
One of them had oh my god, I'm sorry if I'm getting the actor's name. One of them had Samwise in it. Samwise Genji.
Yeah. Oh fuck. That was
It was like a
Oh, God, I
prequel
think
one or
the
something.
third?
I remember somebody
Yeah.
talking about it.
The second one is schlocky fun. Everybody's at a prom and they get they get infected and their skin. It's a fascinating movie. It's not a good one. It's a fascinating movie. I think it was directed by Ty West. I'm almost certain it was somebody whose name got real popular for a few years after, and it's oh, really?
Ty West is an interesting director because I
Yeah.
love Pearl, but his other stuff is very mixed for me.
Yeah, directed by Ty West. Yeah. Yeah, Pearl and X I like. He had a movie after this.
It was Maxine, if you're talking about the...
Oh no. In the House of the Devil. That's the one I'm thinking of. That's my favorite movie he made, but
I'd
Yeah,
probably know it if I saw it.
I saw Maxine in the theaters completely alone. No one else showed up for it, so I did have a good time like that. And it was opening night, so I mean, I live in a rural area, so I didn't expect it to do well here. But a fascinating director.
I thought it was an interesting enough end to the little story he wanted to tell, but honestly, Pearl blew
Yeah,
the other two out of the water for me.
Pearl is very stylistic. You know, it's well shot too. And also it's Mia Goth's probably like best acting
Oh yeah.
ever.
Yeah, no, she's very good in it. I think that's one of the reasons I like it so much. Her character's just so, like, engaging.
Yeah, she's a weird little freak. And I like weird little freaks. It's why I'm excited for there's a new movie with the girl from It Follows coming out, I think September or October, called Victorian Psycho.
Oh, I've heard about that.
The trailer for that makes her look like a weird little
Oh, hell
freak, and
yeah.
I'm here for it. It's fascinating. But yeah, Saw. I'll get it. I'll talk about the production history of it a little bit because I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
please go ahead.
so this started as like a short film between two, like Lee Winnell, who is the guy who plays Adam in the movie. He's actually Australian. I don't know if you could. He doesn't slip up. His accent is actually good.
I can totally imagine that. There's so many Australian or British actors where you just wouldn't know if they didn't talk in a normal voice.
Oh, he pulls it off in this movie. I'm shocked he didn't do more acting roles. He was in Cooties, which I think he wrote like a draft for.
You know, I've had that on my literal watch list. Like I've had it on Tubi for ages. I just haven't watched it.
That is a good fucking movie. I like it a lot. It's a very gross zombie movie where kids eat these infected chicken nuggets, and it only infects the kids that are pre-pubescent.
Oh dear lord, that sounds it sounds like a fun time.
It was a good movie. But he directed Upgrade, which is a fucking insane movie. More people need to watch Upgrade. One of the movies that I would call a hard dick action movie, where
Oh hell yeah.
it does not slow down. It is fucking just pedal to the metal until the end. He did the Invisible Man movie, which was, I liked it. Some people have some criticisms of it, which I can see some, not so much. He also did the new Wolfman movie, which is not good.
I heard. That's a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. I sat in the theaters for that, and I just kind of like, in my back of my head, I was making so many excuses, and I just was like, if it was any other person, I would probably be like, yeah, this is a dog shit movie, so take that for what you will.
Thankfully, he nailed it with Saw.
Yes. So him, James Wan, who you will know from The Conjuring, from 2 Aquaman movies?
That was weird to see his name on those.
Have you seen them?
I actually have, and they're also in my dumb fun category. I like them.
I like them better than the first 2 Thor movies. Honest to God, Thor: The Dark World, like, you know, people will say everything about, like, Eternals or even Quantumania or, you know, Captain Marvel, what have you. The worst fucking MCU movie is Thor: The Dark World. Hands down. It's unwatchably slow, it's unwatchably boring. Malekith is not a fucking decent villain at all. The only thing it gave us is Loki's first fake out death, and that's the only thing in that movie. And the Aether, which is technically they had to like retrofit that so hard to make it matter. I would never rewatch it. I'd rewatch Eternals 17 times before that. Anyways.
I haven't even watched the Eternals. I'm so out of the loop on MCU.
The Eternals is fine, but the problem is when it's like your 27th movie, you shouldn't be making fine movies anymore.
Well, I mean, that's the problem with the MCU in total. That's what happens
Yeah.
when you try to do a whole universe, and then things get screwed up, and then you change things for dumb And anyway, speaking of screwed up, I know.
Yeah, speaking of universes that are speaking of retroactive continuity,
I know.
Yeah, this series is really good for retroactive continuity.
Oh dear lord!
I mean,
I
The thing is, we should have probably done Saw 4 because I realized
if
like
you want to
there's so
talk
many
about Saw
things.
4 during all these,
I,
like we'll just slot it in if you
I would
want.
need. Well, I would need to refresh it
Okay.
in my head
You know,
because there's so many things that I'm like, oh wait, that didn't happen in this movie. As I was rewatching, I was like, oh fuck.
oh, that reminds. So I think I mentioned
Yeah.
when I was messaging you. So I actually have the director's cuts and part
Mhm.
of the in there, and it's kind of interesting. There's no huge difference in the first or second Saw, but then again, it's been years since I watched them, so maybe I just didn't notice.
Yeah. I did watch the unrated cut for one.
Yeah, that's what I watched too. But the third one
Yeah.
had like a few scenes I just don't remember. But I guess we'll get to that. But
Yeah. Yeah,
I
we get
think it
there.
really
When we get there,
adds.
I can yeah, Saw 1, which started out as a student film which had Lee Winnell playing Amanda's spot in the reverse bear trap. And that got them the funding to get the full movie made, which is so fascinating, especially as we like go on from a series, because it's very much just two guys in a room and a lot of implied shit.
The first one on its own is a nice, neat little thriller. You have the two guys. Why are they here? What do they know about each other? Who put them here? And you go from there, and they just expand on that, and they do it very well.
Oh yeah. This movie like is such a masterclass in like ratcheting up the tension every little like every scene, just kind of building things that are like
Mm-hmm.
oh fuck, oh fuck. You know, the moment you see the actual like saws themselves, you know you know what's going to eventually happen.
Oh yeah.
Even like the first, you know, especially like going back and looking at this movie and trying to like completely disconnect it from the franchise,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the moment you see that, it's like, oh shit. Like you know something bad is going to happen. Despite of everything that you see, which is already bad. It's like the moment that comes out of a toilet tank, you know it's like it's going to get used in some way. You know, just start off, it's like you know, they wake up in a dark room, lights come on, there's a dead body on the floor, blood fucking everywhere, a gun and a tape recorder, and it's all they have to go on.
I wish I was there for when the first one initially came out. I think I was like 10 or something when it came out, so I wouldn't be watching it. But Matt, the reaction it must have gotten on it when it initially came out with like John Kramer getting up and like taking off his prosthetics. Oh man. Like even watching it
Oh yeah.
now, I was like, oh, that was way better executed than I remember.
But yeah, because it's like so you see the body so much and doesn't move, doesn't make a flinch. They're throwing things around it, throwing things onto it. So you know you don't think about it, but that first little shot of just seeing like his head with a fucking gunshot wound coming up, it's like oh fuck what. I remember because I was about like 10 or 11 when this came out onto DVD, and my parents did not give a fuck. So I watched everything I could. And yeah, just well, because like I knew Saw 2 was about to come out, but the trailers were pretty good and not really showing too much. So when I saw the movie for first time, that ending, like that's what stuck with me was like, oh fuck, the dead body gets up.
Definitely, yeah. Like I think that's why it was as good as the movie was. I think that twist at the end and how they set it all up is what really put it over the edge into like great territory, at least for me.
Oh
Because it
yeah.
recontextualizes the entire film and makes you ask a lot of questions, some of which weren't answered very well later on. But if you remove it, it
Yeah.
lets your imagination go wild.
So some of the follow up answers are not satisfying. Some of them are very satisfying, but some of them you look back and it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, like I mean, as a trilogy, if we're just looking at these as a trilogy, I think they did a pretty good job connecting it all together and telling one pretty cohesive story about how all this happened.
Yeah, and some of it like so some of it really does like as you look back, it's like oh that makes sense, and then some of it, especially some of the Amanda things as we go on, is kind of like that doesn't really seem in character. But later movies, especially Saw X is it takes place between but this movie and the second movie really do set up a lot of things that, like, now looking back, that it makes it more competent and easily explains it. By the way, one thing I want to say, a lot of this franchise is very much a family franchise, technically, as in, like, the same editor pretty much most of the way through for a lot of it. The editor of this movie, Kevin Greuter, would go on to direct six final chapter and then Saw X.
That's interesting because I remember when I was reading up on Saw Final Chapter a while back,
Mhm.
and he didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
It was like some contractual thing, and I felt so bad because we could have gotten. I mean, we'll get there, but we could have gotten a
yeah,
pretty satisfying ending. But yeah, no, Saw, really good, solid thriller on its own. I forgot how funny Adam is throughout the whole movie. I felt
yes.
horrible for him at the end.
Oh, Adam has like the shittiest luck in this franchise. Uh, which is saying something, consider well, actually, when we get to Saw the Final Chapter, one character has like the genuinely shittiest luck of this franchise. We'll get there eventually,
Oh, we will.
because oh boy, I'm still a little mad about that one, honestly.
Well,
Um,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
uh, and he's a good actor, and he was pretty good throughout most of it. But for some reason, Carrie Elways, I'm gonna get
yeah,
his name
yeah.
wrong.
You got his name correct right there, Carrie Elways.
Oh my god, thank you.
Yeah,
So yeah,
hey,
Carrie, I don't know, he came off as a bit almost like he
he,
was acting on stage. You know what I mean?
yeah, it felt like he was doing it more like a play,
Yeah, like he was like you I don't know, it sounds stupid to say you
which
can tell he was acting because of course he was, but do you get what I'm
but
saying?
yeah, he was acting.
Yeah.
You know, capital A.
Yeah, he was still pretty
His
good, but
accent,
it's very noticeable on
his accent slips a few times. There's a couple. I'm a doctor. It's like that's not how you say doctor. But you know, I like his character a lot in
yeah,
this movie.
I mean honestly, it's not a huge gripe. It was just kind of funny at some
Oh yeah.
parts.
I also like. There's a scene where he's like, you know, his daughter's in bed and he grabs her. Oh, there's a big tootsie. It's like what? What is that? Why are you why are you calling your daughter's foot a tootsie? Come on, man.
Because he's a boomer, I don't know.
I know. Very old timey saying. It's like I could see Atticus Finch calling his daughter's toe a tootsie, but not really not this dude who's like almost about to cheat on his wife but doesn't, and that's, you know, why Adam's tailing him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Adam, like Adam and Lawrence Gordon, who I have to remember for 7 films from now, roughly, right? Or 6 films. Yeah. Well, we'll pin that for later. Those who listening, this whole thing is spoilers, so
Oh yeah,
feel,
I mean,
we're saying it's about 20 minutes in.
yeah, we're 20 minutes in, but spoilers for the entire series.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on a little bit of everything. I'm gonna have to work on a Chris Rock voice for later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on a Chris Rock impression that will not be racist. I promise. It's not racist if it's Chris Rock's voice.
It's
He's, you know,
exactly. It's you're doing an
he's got a funny
impression.
voice.
Exactly.
Like he's genuinely a funny guy.
He's a funny guy.
Exactly.
But yeah, like
But
they had
yeah.
they had pretty good chemistry, which is of course good for a movie that takes place mostly in one place.
Oh yeah, and you could tell that they actually like worked on it and made sure that when they got there they weren't, you know, gonna have bickering problems. Because you got to think like this is like the first time really for Lee Winnell acting, and you know, fucking Carrie Elways was in The Princess Bride. He gives a great performance here. If you look at his career around this time, it was a little rough, for being honest. Like he was getting some jobs, but not a lot.
You see, I actually forgot about I remember Princess Bride, but everything else I kind of forgot about because I know
Yeah.
oh Robin Hood, Men in Tights, and Princess Bride.
But I mean, this is like this is kind of like a lot of great '90s TV actors because you've got like Shawnee Smith, in this movie is Amanda. You got fucking Danny Glover, good old Lethal Weapon. You know, he may not have been a 90s TV actor, but you saw him on TV on TNT at least 4 times a week because of the Lethal Weapon movies.
It's one of those channels where they replay like what the first 3 Lethal Weapons.
Oh yeah, Lethal Weapon 1, 2, and 3 every 6 hours on the dot. I'd be watching in my underwear, being yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, yeah, Danny Glover. Tobin Bell wasn't. I was looking at a bit of Tobin Bell's work because his birthday was recent, so people were reminiscing on it. I'm trying to think of anything big he did, but I'm outside of Saw. I'm kind of brain farting. I know he was in like 1 episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, it was mostly like smaller bit roles, but after it was kind of like some kind of cheesier horror stuff. He was also the voice of Savitar on, I think, season 3 of The Flash. So hey, you got at least 22 episodes out of the CW.
There we go. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
shame because like he's honestly the reason I think even through the worst sequels, at least you're like, well, at least Tobin Bell's going to be good, and he is.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, like, you can tell in the later movies they regret killing him off in the third one.
Absolutely. Even though it made like yeah, it made narrative sense looking back,
Oh yeah.
but they could
And
have
the thing
rewritten
is,
it.
like, if they had ended with like the fourth movie, it would have totally been fine with killing him off. The problem is the movie franchise has 10 movies, so yeah. It's nice to see though how later movies, especially X, brings Tobin back and makes him important to the plot, even though he's already physically gone. He's already. I mean, the first 7 movies are effectively his entire like base plan, but with like Hoffman fucking up a few things in the middle here. When we get there, we'll get there.
Oh
But
yeah, Hoffman. Well, I mean,
the fucking human Terminator at one point.
but yeah, and it all starts with this little like what was it, $1 million budget film? It's a small little
I
horror
think
film.
1.1 made a fuck ton compared to what it like. I think it's still like the 3rd highest grossing of the franchise, I think.
It did super friggin' well. I think they like rewrit another script to fit for Saw 2.
Yes, Saw 2 was originally a movie. I think it was called like the Despondent or something. I'm really quickly looking here.
Mm.
The Desperate. I was close.
Yeah.
So yeah, by Darren Lynn Bousman, who later becomes an important part to this franchise. He directed, let me see here, 3, 4, and then Spiral after this. So yeah, 2, 3, 4, and Spiral.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know he did Spiral. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, can't all be great, but Saw like 2. It becomes more of what people kind of think the whole franchise is.
Yeah, you can tell in Saw 2, they're like, well, I know the people that worked on Saw 1, not all of them came back, obviously.
Yeah.
So they probably went with the whole, we have a bigger budget, it needs to be bigger, better, has more violence because it's the sequel. And you can definitely tell they went in that direction.
Yeah. But, I mean, I like it.
Yeah,
And
no.
they bring back the producers.
Mhm.
Lee Winnell basically took the script that Bousman had wrote and then just structured the Saw format in there, put Jigsaw in there, and kind of played it around. Brought Amanda back, what have you. It's a it's a $4 million movie and it made $152 million. So it made its money back. We get Donnie Wahlberg, a new kid on the block, as it were.
I don't know if we're going in order of the movies, but yeah, I actually
Yeah.
I think Donnie's character was very interesting. I mean, there are clear-cut like good guys, if you will, in these movies, but
Yeah, probably the best one we get, speaking of another 90s TV actor / actress, is Carrie, played by Dina Meyer.
oh yeah, man,
Yeah. Carrie's probably the only actually good one. Yeah. Rest in
man, poor
peace.
Carrie.
Yeah. Carrie gets treated probably the worst out of these 3, if we're being honest.
Very much so.
Like Eric's gonna get a lot of shit in the next movie, the
Oh
fourth
yeah.
movie, but well, the third movie gets a lot of shit by the end. But Saw 4 is where he really gets his time to get shit shined. But in Saw 2, he's given a very simple thing from Jigsaw. His son is trapped in a house where he's given about an hour and a half to survive. Everybody can get injections, but they all have to survive various traps. We get Amanda back. She's put in a trap because she's self-harming again. I'm using air quotes for some reason. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But all of them are connected in a way they don't really know. They're all told that the answer is on the back of their mind. Ooh. But they're all given various traps which are dedicated to them throughout the house. And this is a very interesting idea for a movie. And you can see why they're like, yeah, fuck, let's take this and just make it a Saw movie. Because it feels like a Saw movie.
Yeah, exactly. It works kind of perfectly too. They did a good job, even though, it would have been nice to flesh out the characters a bit more. But I
Yeah.
genuinely felt really awful for Jonas and Laura because Laura,
Yeah.
I don't even remember what she did to be there.
I think she had like a DUI. Well, because secretly they're all connected by Eric Matthews' son Daniel,
Yeah.
because Eric Matthews was a corrupt cop who either used like dirty evidence or like overstated evidence in some cases to get these people jail time. So his son basically's got like a target on his head because of this. Even Amanda got fucked over by Eric Matthews.
Everyone involved.
Yep. So it's a fascinating game.
Right off the bat, you're just like, okay, well, Xavier is going to try to brute force his way through everything. You never get to know
Yes.
Obi enough for anything. That was
Yeah.
character development is one of those things that the Saw franchise is kind of half and half on.
Yeah, don't forget the guy who like sticks his eye in the peephole and gets like instantly shot.
That was pretty funny. What?
That is but it's such an iconic thing of like
I
the Saw
know.
franchise now is like, yeah, why would you look through the peephole?
Well, you know what? You wake up in a weird place. You're not gonna be thinking straight. I try to put myself in the
Yeah,
mindset of the people in the trap, or else I'm just
they
gonna be like
they're under
cinema
nerve
sittings.
gas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna sit there and cinema sins this. They're in a strange place. They just woke up. They're told they're
oh yeah,
being slowly poisoned. They're not gonna do like the exact correct logical thing. And
oh yeah.
yeah.
It's one of those scenarios where I'm just like, man, that's fucking rough.
I quite liked I thought Daniel was a pretty good character, though
Yeah,
he got better throughout the movie. Initially, it's literally just like, "Oh, my dad's not around cuz he's busy. Oh, you suck, dad."
yeah. They didn't really know how to like start him off.
No, I mean they expanded on Eric a whole bunch in the
Yes.
third and fourth, but poor Daniel, he gets, he's kind of safe at the end, haha,
Yep.
pun intended, and then and then I don't think you see him until like the final chapter in like a cameo role.
Yep, he's in the little like survivors meeting, and then other than that, he just gets out. It's one of those things. Same with I'll spoil a little bit for Saw 4. They tease in the end of Saw 3. Fucking Jeff's kid is like trapped, and that's kind of solved at the end of 4, and we never see her again.
Oh
It's kind of
yeah.
like, yeah, we're not gonna leave a little kid to die. Yeah,
Well,
just yeah,
honestly, it's been a while since I saw 4, but by all means, I could
yeah.
imagine Jigsaw putting her literally into like the most
Oh, you no, he literally just
non-lethal.
locked her in a room. It's just funny.
Yeah, but the franchise, when it comes to like going back to, because it calls back on the previous movies so often that you're sometimes like, wait, but what about this? And
Yeah.
the one thing that always bugged me, and I know they weren't planning on the sequels, but they did a good job anyway. But the fact that we never hear again from Dr. Gordon's wife and kid always bugged
Yeah.
me. Like, what happened there?
It's like if they should have said like, oh, he got a divorce because of all this. It's like that would have been some. That would have been like, okay,
Exactly.
yeah,
Let's give him a throwaway line about like, oh, he was never the same afterwards, and it ruined his marriage. There, that's it.
yeah. It's just kind of like, so what happened? What's going on here?
Yeah.
It felt like one of those things that they were like, well, we got to do this. The series did become a yearly franchise at one point, and I do think that became a problem.
Yeah, that
That
too.
became a big problem. It
Yeah.
became like Call of Duty.
Yes, and I think it sucks because you can tell at least the first 3 or 4 they had a kind of solid plan, and then it
Yeah.
just started then you just started getting holes in there, and you could just
Yeah.
tell they were trying to figure out like, okay, well now we started this story thread of Agent Hoffman. How do we connect him to everything? How do we do here? And
Yeah. We're about to meet Hoffman.
yes, Hoffman
Yes.
shows up for the first time in 3, right? Or was it
Yep.
or yeah, yeah.
So to set up a little bit, he's named after one of the producers of the franchise, Greg Hoffman, who died like right after Saw 2 came out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And originally he was only planned to just be in the third film, but they ended up really liking Costas Mandalore. So they were like, fuck it, he's coming back. Hoffman is a fascinating character as we get through this franchise. Because
Yes.
he goes from just kind of being like a guy who's like a little weird in 3 to being like literally the fucking Terminator. Literally fucking John Wick pre John Wick at one point. Like literally fucking massacres like an entire building full of people.
For all the flaws the sequels have, at least you get stuff like Hoffman, who is always entertaining.
Oh yeah. And plus like Costas Mandalore is always giving like a face, if that makes sense. Like he's
Yes, yeah,
always looking
resting bitch face the entire time.
yes. It's so like just fascinating, and I love him in these movies. He's great.
Yes.
We also get like more with we get Rig a little more in like 2 and 3 slowly, and he
Yeah.
becomes like a big character in 4.
You know, I have to rewatch 4. 4 I barely remember besides the ending and some of the main story. So I need to rewatch it.
I really like 4,
I remember
especially because
not
like
liking it, but maybe I'll change my mind. It has been a while.
I get that. That's it. I think it's like this and then 6 are the best of the like the later, going more into like, the traps and like all that, I think. 6 especially once we get to the quote unquote shotgun carousel.
Oh, yeah. No, 6 6 I'd say is the last like I would say like good movie out of them. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about X.
I like X a lot, but I also can understand why people wouldn't like it. And I think it's a better ending for the franchise than Spiral.
It sure is. I mean, I still really like it, but I'm just trying to think like if I were to recommend any of these, it would probably be like, okay, do 1 to 4, then you can just
Yep.
go 6 and 10 and you're fine. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, if you're feeling a little frisky, I would say try Spiral, but it's only after you've done all the other good ones. You know what I mean? Like wait till you get through those. I'm excited to talk about the Blumhouse future.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm
So that
sliding a gun under my mouth.
oh dear, no, God, no! Get the remote. Put back. Get back. Get the remote. Put that down.
Uh, God.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe they'll be smart enough to be like, okay, well, let's just give Tobin Bell his last hurrah. Give him a good send off. Like I
It
don't
would be
know.
nice.
We'll see. We'll see. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Blumhouse is a real mixed bag. Well, more of a less than a mixed bag, but I'm being generous, I
Yeah.
guess.
All over the place. That's the way I would describe it. Uh,
But
anyways,
yes, so
Saw 3.
Yes, yeah, sure. I mean, I think we got rid of the idea of doing this in order about like what
Kinda.
30 minutes ago, so it's fine. But
Yeah. But I like Saw 3 a lot because you've got two different, as usual, you got two different plots going on with this movie. You've got Jigsaw effectively is like on his last breath. He had to abduct a doctor basically to like save his ass because everybody knows who he is now.
oh yeah, because at the end of Saw 2, he's fucking dying. It
Hmm.
was so weird that he was. The one thing I was trying to remember is how much time had passed between the three movies. Because in Saw 3, you don't see the
Yeah,
physical wounds, but he's obviously, he's in the hospital bed, he's dying, he's on oxygen.
yeah,
But at the end of Saw 2, like it's like, okay, well this guy's clearly dying, because he's got the shit beat out of him by Eric. S-
yeah.
Yeah.
Because X takes place between 1 and 2. And I think there's
Mm.
like a year between the first film and X. And then I think like after X is when like I'd say like a few months after probably.
You know what? That's fair enough. And then it can just be like, oh, I don't know, Amanda's been taking care of him.
Yeah.
I mentioned I saw the director's cut for 3. Do you know the difference between the two?
I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up just because it really it kind of expands on Amanda as a character, like her inner turmoil about all this, and I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty interesting. Like, I was surprised. There's a whole scene where her and the nurse are literally have a whole fight against each other.
Oh shit. That feels like something they should have had in the movie, honestly.
I think I understand why they took some stuff out. Lynn. So like her and Lynn, like
Yeah.
there's this whole scene where Lynn finds out that she can jimmy one of the locked doors and get out. And she
Yeah.
tries to do that, and of course Amanda finds her, and Lynn just starts beating the shit out of Amanda. And of course Amanda starts fighting her. And Lynn actually gets the key off her neck, but it doesn't work on the bomb. And it's
Oh
like,
shit.
oh, and it's one of those scenes where you just feel so defeated, and I felt so horrible for Lynn. Because even though I
Yeah.
know how this movie ends, part of me is like, what if they change this ending? Maybe Lynn, no.
Well, Lynn is very likable,
I
and
know.
the problem is Lynn is requiring Jeff to basically save her, and Jeff is probably the dumbest fucking protagonist of this franchise. I think. I want to love him. I want to love him.
I mean, watching it now, I kind of get Jeff a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, Jake saw, John, sorry, like, John knew that this guy's spent the past 3 years, all he can think about is revenge for his son. And now
Which
he
you
has a
want to feel
chance.
for him,
But he
but
totally let it take over his life. And he's neglecting
that
his daughter.
and he's so fucking slow to move and do anything.
Yeah, and you can tell as he's going through this, when you really start learning more about what happened, you start
Yeah.
realizing, like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not. I mean, I still feel bad for Jeff, but I'm not feeling as bad for Jeff the person. I feel bad for his
Yeah.
family, but by all means, it seems like it was a horrible accident.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff was out of people's control. Like the woman who gets frozen, I don't
Yeah.
know, she should have
One of the
done
shittiest ways
something.
to die.
Yeah, she should have done something, but bystander effect. The lawyer,
Yeah.
sometimes the law fucks up and he can only do what he can do. Or was that the judge? And
It
then
was a judge, I
oh, it's
think.
the judge. And then the
Yeah.
last guy, and then the actual driver, it seems like it was just a freak accident.
Yeah, it seemed. This is gonna sound awful to say. It
Hmm.
seems like Jeff Kidd jumped out in front of him. You didn't, you didn't see the guy in Pet Cemetery like going to fucking kill the semi driver there. No, he put his kid in a pet cemetery, and then his kid came back as a zombie. But he didn't kill the driver. That's saying something because he knew that his kid was stupid enough to run out.
I think that's what I like about Saw 3 the most. Like, watching it again, there's just so many layers to the storytelling by the end. Yeah, because by the end, you realize John Kramer's full of shit, Amanda's full of shit, and Jeff's
Yeah.
an idiot.
Yeah. Well, because the thing I like is that John realizes that, like, oh god, she's fucked up. She's fucked up on everything. Everyone could have told you that. Why did you leave her in this situation?
That's what I like about it so much. You're just like, everything crumbles at the end. And if it wasn't for his whole thing about saying, like, oh, you need to find your daughter, that would have been a perfectly good ending to the series. It
Yeah.
shows that John was flawed. It shows his stuff doesn't work. Amanda, well, I mean, we find out why Amanda shot Lynn afterwards, but anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which, that's one of those retcons, which it's like, I don't think he needed that. I think Amanda could have just done that on her own.
I mean, in Saw 3, she does open a letter and we don't see what's on it.
Yeah, I know. I would have been fine with just Amanda doing it on her own, personally.
Yeah, like you can just cut that scene out and then just have her come in with the gun and do her whole thing about, John Kramer being full of shit because she's realizing that she's not better. And I think that would have been a lot better narratively. Oh my god, Saw 3 may have been the most, like, I don't know, brutal out of all of them. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, especially like as we go on, like the freezer death alone is just fucking horrifying. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Also, really, the only bit of nudity that I can remember from this franchise.
It's interesting. I was listening, I forgot what YouTuber it was, but they were talking about how this series is actually pretty good when it comes to like not like being weird and objectifying like a lot of.
Yeah, it's not a horny franchise. Like even the nudity we see, like with Danica, I think it's her name.
Mhm.
I looked at the cast list over here. Yeah, even with her, like, she's naked, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel horny. It feels
No.
like, yeah, she's gonna, if this is to freeze her to fucking death, you want
Yeah.
to spray liquid all over.
I was very impressed by the overall story. And
Yeah.
just how seriously everything was taken. It's brutal, but it doesn't feel exploitive.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
everything kind of builds up. Like, eventually Jeff decides to, he's been so conflicted over the years since his kid died, and he's been, like, vengeful, wanting to kill the guy that actually killed him because he got only, like, half a year in jail. He's neglecting his other child. So throughout the movie, he's given options of like, are you going to like hold on to this? Which eventually tries to help the woman who's going to freeze to death, but he's also so fucking slow that he like it takes him like almost a minute and a half while she's like getting sprayed with liquid to even like walk over there. He then gets his face a Christmas story to a pipe, and he has to like rip off his face from it, which was a good little moment of like, oh yeah, that's how it happened in real life. Like if your tongue got stuck to a pole, you'd probably lose like half your tongue. Eventually he fails getting her, he goes into another room. This one was fucking gross.
Okay, yes. Oh my god. I forgot if it was the second or third one. That was the first one I saw. Because I saw it on DVD. A friend had it or something. I explicitly remember the needle trap.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh god, we didn't even talk about we didn't really talk about Two's game.
No,
if I'm being
okay.
honest.
You know what?
All right, we're talking about Two's game.
Just like the Saw franchise with God of Order. Okay.
Oh yeah. Hey, this is one of those rapid fire cut moments, which is
Yeah. With the wacky, with the crazy editing and the like 2000s.
I do love those.
Oh no, yeah, and like 2000s metal playing. It's great.
Oh yeah. So two also really proliferated the death game concept for a lot of things, but
yes, and I think that's when it started getting. I mean, I'd be too young to remember at the time, but I think that's when it started getting the like label of like, oh, all the Saw movies are mindless torture porn.
Yeah, torture porn.
Yeah.
Which like, if the Cube movies came out today, people would have called them torture porn too.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Well, I mean, now this. Well, no, the third one's torture to sit through, but
yeah. God, I remember that one. It's Cube 2 Hypercube fucks. That's a great movie.
Yeah, it's so honestly, the Cube 2's just so wacky that I can't hate it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a good time. But there's various traps within the room for people. For a character named Abi, which what a name. He's told you have to get inside an oven, and there are two antidotes. One for you because you helped me set up this game. even though I ended up kidnapping you and putting you in it. So kind of a dick move there, Jigsaw. And then one for the other person, but you have to, you have to make friends with the devil before it gets too hot. I'm fucking up the thing, but there's a lot of traps where if you think about it, if they had taken a little bit of time, they would have actually found another way to get past it. But a lot of these characters are scared, they're nervous, they're under nerve gas. So he gets in there and does not make it out. But they could have broken it like before the window beforehand also. So that way they could have just crawled out after grabbing the 2 antidotes. Or he could have actually twisted the handle beforehand.
Honestly, maybe they could have even like kept the door forced open while you just went in there and grabbed them.
Oh yeah, if I would have taken one of that there was a thing that knocked over like one of those like old school milk jug cans, the metal ones.
Yeah.
I would have fucking just placed that between it. Then you could just pry it forward.
It is interesting to talk about, like, okay, well, we only have X amount of time to do this. How would I survive this? Putting myself in the mindset that I don't know what's happening and I'm just as scared and confused as them.
Oh yeah, but I mean, fuck, like the needle pit trap. The fact that like
Jesus fuck.
That's also an insane one because like when you think about it, all of these traps could have been like a needle pit situation. Like every single one of them, you could have been forced into horribly. My favorite one though, that's a trap that when you look at it, it's horrifying. But if you had like 2 people working together, it'd be so simple. The razor blade hand trap that the lady gets trapped in.
I remember even back when I saw it the first time, I just thought that was very stupid. I mean, now I'm like, okay, well, this person's dying, and they're like not even at their full faculties.
Oh yeah, we had one lady just completely die from the nerve gas. Oh yeah, Xavier goes hard. Like, he immediately, of course, he throws Amanda in the pit when he was supposed to jump in there. Have the trap for him. Which, there was the eyeball trap for the gun we talked about earlier, which, poor guy whose name I don't even remember. I think it was Gus. I think his name was Gus. But, all of these people do make cameos throughout the franchise, by the way. Every single person from a Nerve Gas house makes a little cameo throughout the movie.
I noticed that in Saw 3.
I forgot who was in Saw 3.
Okay, so when John's getting the brain surgery done, which was also an amazing scene.
Oh god, that's the only thing of a franchise that's actually hard for me to look at. Also, like I actually had to be like, oh, that's rough.
Because they did a really good job at it.
The sounds, the visual, like it's
so
a very good combination of just like,
yeah, really, just really good filmmaking.
I can watch a man almost drown in like pig juice in Saw 3 and be perfectly fine with that. That's, for me, that's like, oh, it's nothing. Nice.
Funny enough, that was one of the ones where I think it's because it's one of those ones you can feel, kind of.
Oh yeah, visceral.
Yes, thank you. It's visceral. Saw 3 had a lot of... Actually, honestly, all of the Saw movies had something visceral in it.
Spiral has one of the more horrifying ones. The wax trap, where you have to either die from hot wax or sever your spinal cord. It's like, that's a no-win situation there. That you gotta really hate somebody to put them in that fucking thing, man.
But yeah, when John's getting the surgery done on him and he's thinking of his past, we see Obi walk right on by him and his wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh hey, I like that. That's what made me like appreciate these movies a bit more. You can tell they actually put thought into them.
Yeah, like even into Final Chapter and then X, there are still cameos from people throughout the franchise. It's nice to see. I like when a franchise can actually give little nods that don't feel like, oh, look at this, like stop and wink, almost, we mentioned Marvel earlier, like a Marvel movie moment.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I didn't hate No Way Home, all those moments where you see the Spider-Man and it's clearly like a pause for applause in the theater. It's like that. This franchise doesn't do that, thankfully. So yeah, into the death game for Saw 2. Xavier basically just kills fucking everybody almost, except for Eric and Amanda. Or not Eric, Daniel and Amanda.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
Daniel.
Amanda kind of points out, because throughout the film, they figure out that on the back of their neck, there's tattooed, like, various safe combination things. Amanda tells him, like, how the fuck are you gonna figure out on your own? So he decides to prove to her that he can do that. A running theme of this franchise is they remix a song that was played at the end of the first movie called Hello Zep. And this is the best, like, use of Hello Zep in my mind. Him choosing to cut it completely off of the back of his neck, skinning the back of his neck to get the number off. Fuck me, that's dedication, man. That's a psychopath.
Absolutely. I liked Xavier a lot more on this rewatch because he's such a great antagonist. Like, he's just this completely brutish, selfish asshole, and he plays it very well. And you just hate him right from off the bat.
His most helpful to the group is when he forced Abby into the thing. It's like, that's the only time he was, like, probably the good person in the situation. The rest of the movie, that guy is a fucking cunt. And it's the only time where you look at the situation, it's like, yeah, I'm on his side, but, like, I know it's not gonna be for long.
Yeah, well, there's a number of times throughout the franchise where you're like, you know what? I think I'm okay with this person being here.
Yeah, it's like, okay, especially when we get into, like, I think the fourth movie has one. There's one guy in it who you're like, yeah, this guy's probably kind of right when it comes to all these other motherfuckers. Yeah, to finish up to Saw 3 now, the death game's obviously the freezer lady, and then the vat with the pigs, which, a wild scene.
I think if you've ever been around, like, in a butcher's, or you've been around actual pigs, you know the smell.
Or even near, like, an animal that's, like, been on the side of a road for a while.
Yep. And they make sure that you at least have one close-in of one of the pigs.
Oh, God, yeah, the first one you see go down is just, like, full of maggots. Yeah, and they throw it into these big saw blades. There is a mess that comes out, and I don't know what they did for this, because it looks amazingly real. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, the poor actor. I feel so bad for the actual actor, because it's like you probably have to do like more takes, and it's like, okay, more pig
at some
guts.
Point, this dude's eyes are fucking cut. His nose and mouth are barely out of gray slime that's got just chunks of meat floating in it. And it's just like, I hope to God that, like, that felt like a bubble bath or some shit. I hope it wasn't.
I hope so too.
I hope it didn't smell like it looks like it smells, because God, it's physically disgusting. Like,
yes.
I can handle this more than I can handle the brain surgery, but, like, it's rough looking. And the thing is, this is like, you know, they're doing a series yearly at this point, because this is like the third movie that came out, you know, in the cycle. So I don't know how they do half this shit. It's amazing.
You know what? I need to look through the collection I got. I wonder, because there obviously is like special stuff on there. There's probably some really cool behind the scenes stuff there. I should check it out.
I did, according to Wikipedia, and I got some sources here, apparently they made the pig carcasses out of foam, rubber, and latex, and apparently the props had live disinfected maggots attached with honey.
Huh.
So that's amazing. They look fucking real.
They looked real. Honestly, like, the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, I think 3's right now is probably my favorite one in the series, but that's recency bias.
I mean, it looks amazing, and also they do so many crazy things in these movies. Also, I should say, in the third movie, the Wikipedia has this link here, and I remember this bit. They borrowed the bathroom that Scary Movie 4 used for its intro for this movie, because they didn't have it.
That's really funny. I remember they did I never saw Scary Movie 4, but I do remember the Jigsaw spoof.
Yep. And the thing is, it was an actually pretty good, like, representation of the bathroom, so that's why they were like, can we have that? I was gonna say, they also did a lot of the transitions. By the way, something we haven't talked about at all. These movies have, like, crazy fucking, like, editing and transitions. And
okay, right?
Like,
yes, I I just like when they like this pan down through the floor and then you're in the next scene.
Yep.
I'm like, hell yeah. Honestly, there should be more of that where they use
Saw 4 has a fucking crazy one that we
that's
will
what I
talk
was
about.
remembering.
Yep.
It was near the beginning.
Yeah, where he like throws someone into a table and then it like transitions into like the police station or something.
Yep. So cool.
They did that practically too. Like the set was like they purposely had built one set that was like, you know, one right into the other, and it's like that's fucking wild.
I don't think I knew that. See, I'm tongue
Yeah,
tied. I was so surprised. No,
you
I don't think I
did.
knew that.
They've
That's
done
so
so many
cool.
crazy things with this franchise. That's why it's one of my favorite ones, because like, yeah, no, the wild crazy, especially these early ones. It's why also, if you watch Jigsaw, especially the 8th movie of this franchise, it has like none of these little flourishes, none of the it has like some of the high speed editing, not much. We'll talk about it eventually. But Saw 3 really does thread so many different things and pays everything off. It could have been the ending of the franchise.
Yeah, like
Like,
the more we're talking about it, it was just so good. They do this thing that kind of bugs me, but it's fine, where they literally flash back to stuff that happened 2 minutes ago.
yeah, but I kind of get it because it's like, you know, just like, you know, threading everything together. But did he need to do that? This was the last one that Lee Winnell wrote. After
Oh,
this, they
that
wrote
explains a lot.
yeah, they wrote Dead Silence. Like as a group, him and James Wan did that, and then Insidious they worked on together, and then after like Cooties and all that, then kind of James Wan and them kind of went and did their own things. If you haven't seen Upgrade, for everyone listening, please go watch it. It's Lee Winnell's best movie, and I'm even including the first Saw in that.
That's high praise.
I love that movie. It is a good time. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, no, we finally get to the end. The last trap is the rack, which is a horrifying device.
That was my reaction, even though I remember watching it years ago. Still affects me. Like, can you just imagine?
It's a bad way to die.
Oh my god. And the guy's acting was really good too.
Yes. I'm trying to find his name here.
I can't pronounce his name.
Mofo Kohato. I'm not gonna get that right, I don't think. But he was in a horrifying trap.
You just feel the tension of like until you eventually you know he's just going to die eventually. Like he's out of time even if he got the key because he takes the longest time getting the key because he doesn't want to get himself shot.
Yeah, which when I saw the trigger the first time on the shotgun, I was like, "Oh, that's not good," because the trigger is designed in a way that it goes, you could fire it backwards and forwards. I was like, "Oh." And then when he pulls the key completely off, it fires right into the judge's face.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why people hate Jeff.
Well, Jeff is very slow in every trap.
Yes.
He was lucky in the second trap.
Absolutely lucky.
If he had been if he had been any slower, if the judge would have had to like puke out a lot of pig.
But yeah, that whole scene is like, okay, well we know he's probably dead at this point, but for story reasons, the judge still has a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, it's like, well, the judge has outlived his usefulness, hasn't he? But to be fair, the judge also should have like taken action. The judge should have been like, all right, move, motherfucker, I'll do it if you're
right,
not.
yeah, the judge was just standing there the whole time. Like, I mean, I guess it goes back to bystander effect, but I don't know.
Like, admittedly, like, you'd be horrified at this too and be like, oh, fuck. And yeah, it starts with the hands first, and then the legs, and then the neck, and it's like, motherfucker.
And then they close it, and they do a close-up on each body part.
Yes, and not to just say, like, recovery time would be a little long. Yeah, the bones are fucking splintered. Yeah, there's no coming back from this one. And the sound. Big ups to the Foley artists here. Yeah.
Sound design was great. Just great.
You could hear them cracking.
Mm-hmm.
You hear them cracking before you could see them physically cracking, and it's like, oh, genuinely like one of the worst traps to be stuck in. There's, you know, even later on in the franchise when there's some where it's like, especially Saw X has some where it's like I'd rather just die. But yeah.
Honestly, Saw X was just Kramer, I think, killing them for the sake of killing them.
Yeah,
As much as you
Kramer's
want
just
to
like,
try to, like, morally grandstand, but he's like, no, he's just killing them because he screwed him out of money.
oh, because they were just like it's the only time where like it's like that scene from Pixels that everybody uses. The Pac-Man's a bad. John Kramer's a good guy. That's what that movie is. Is oh yeah, John Kramer's a good guy here. It's evil guy versus more evil guys. I love that kind of movie. It's kind of why I like, like Nobody and Nobody 2, where it's like, oh, a guy who did evil shit for the CIA runs into somehow even more evil people. That's what Saw X is. Saw X is John Kramer becoming John Wick Kramer.
There's another scene in the extended cut
Okay.
where the scene between Eric and Amanda, when Eric gets out of the shackles and he's trying to escape.
Yeah.
There's a whole scene where this starts beating the crap out of Amanda. Like he
Oh
takes a
shit.
pipe and this starts wailing on her, and Amanda only survives because Eric tries to get up, but of course his foot is fucked, so he just falls
Yeah.
down in pain.
I mean, to be fair, he does the smarter thing. I would rather smash my foot up than cut it completely off. At least you can get a surgeon to hopefully fix that shit.
Speaking of brutal, that whole scene, he doesn't want to use a saw. There's nothing around him except for the toilet lid.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it's clever.
And it worked.
I would have probably not broken it that much. I would have been like, okay, what bone do kind of like when people break out of handcuffs where it's like, oh, you got to break one bone or a few bones. I'd be like, which bone exactly here do I need to kind of like ping, 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 kind of like push in a few times, you know what I mean? But yeah, just smash him the fuck out of it like he does. I don't think I would have done that.
No.
It's like, buddy, you just need to break a couple bones, probably. You don't need to turn your, foot into spaghetti.
Well, he
But,
got out.
yeah, and then Saw 4 happens.
Oh, I was
God.
really, I was very annoyed on Saw 4 when we just see him again, and it's like, oh, come on, but he got out.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man, let him have a little bit of, like, fresh air. Saw 4 is a fun movie, though.
You know what? Yeah, Saw 4
Yeah.
for next time, we're also to start talking about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
they do
fair.
make you feel really bad for. I felt genuinely bad for Eric by the end. Like,
Yeah.
the best father, and he was a really shitty cop, but I don't know,
But it's
man.
like
He loses his foot and then all this other shit.
yeah, it's like, dog, you could at least, like, I don't know, put him in a permanent coma or something. Like, give him at least, like, more of a happy ending than this shit.
Poor
But
guy.
we'll get there eventually. To wrap up 3, though, after, he gets in there, the entire Lynn subplot has been her dealing with Amanda, and Amanda being if very least from what we see in this movie, weird and vindictive for some reason. I'm saving spoilers for those movies if those people want to watch them. We've kind of spoiled it before. But yeah, she reads a letter that stresses her out a lot. And then, she's also been dealing with her jealousy because John he's been having flashes in his head of a woman. And she seems to think that Lynn is the woman he's talking about when he says, like, oh, I miss you and all that. So she's getting like weirdly jealous. We'll learn about that in the next podcast episode.
In the next episode of Croaking It.
Yes. The beautiful thing about this franchise is, like I said earlier, it is a male soap opera, basically. I mean, it was yearly.
Yeah, as many issues as it had of Saw 5, I really enjoyed the cat and mouse game between Hoffman and Strom.
Yes. Strom is a fascinating character. I really like him. He's resourceful.
Yeah.
Till the end.
Yeah,
But we'll
well.
get there. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get
Oh, we'll get there.
But the only person is like, I really felt bad for fucking Carrie in 3 at the start of this movie. To circle back a little bit, she gets stuck in a trap that is entirely unwinnable.
Yep, her and does the guy even get named that we see in the classroom trap?
Oh, I don't think I don't remember his name, but yeah, he's given a trap where he's impaled with a bunch of shit, and he tries to like pull them off of his mouth and all that, but it's stuck in places where if you really did rip that out, you couldn't have got out there, and if he even did do it all anyways, the door was completely welded shut. So Jigsaw realizes something's up.
As awful, honestly, I'm actually really interested to talk more about like John Kramer as an antagonist, but for now, in
Yeah.
John's weird fucked up mentality, he has a set of rules, and them having no chance is worse than having basically no chance in his head.
Yeah.
So that's why
Where
he
it's like
was.
he basically his traps, he basically gives him, enough rope to get out, but also enough rope to completely hang yourself. And also there's usually a double meaning.
And, because Amanda, obviously, she killed Carrie because they were looking on the case. They killed the other
Yeah.
guy because, I don't know, let off some
She just
steam.
didn't like the guy, and saw him more as like a lesser being, basically.
Yeah, I think they also. That's actually something else I think they expand on in some of these scenes in the sequels.
Yeah, Saw X especially does a lot because it's like right before two. So like what happens in that movie, and then like Xavier and everything. I would say that like the double whammy of all that, because like in X she is like specifically has a lot more doubts than we see in two. So I think that like X retroactively makes her rigging the game a little more understandable, especially when the tables are turned on her, and even though they knew the tables were going to be turned, I think that she still viewed, like, spoilers for Saw X here really quick. I think she viewed when the lead lady, whose name I can't remember, kills the sex worker lady after she wins her trap. Like, she specifically wins the trap, and then the lady whose name I cannot remember. God, this sounds like I'm stupid, but because I haven't rewatched the movie since it came out.
That's fine.
Uh,
I have
I
stuff
know, I'm
opened
just,
on the side while we're talking.
but yeah, she effectively like kills her after she wins the game. So she starts to get more frustrated, and she even says like, "These people don't deserve this." At one point, so I think it does. It sadly, with the franchise, it does take a lot of that. Like the retroactive continuity builds on what we know, and then makes it kind of like, oh, okay, that makes her understandable to us.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, John Kramer's this egomaniac with a god complex who is able to
Yeah,
find somebody lost and desperate enough to follow his psychology.
yeah.
And at the end, we this, like I mentioned earlier, it all implodes.
Yeah, this movie's really good at doing that too. But yeah, Saw 3 ends with Jigsaw dying. Amanda Amanda's shooting Lynn in the stomach. Afterwards, she gets shot in the fucking neck. Jeff is given kind of an option by Jigsaw, basically. Like, your game's over if you take your wife, you figure everything out, you get out of here, and let me live. But Jeff is not the kind of person who would do that. So he grabs a buzzsaw and just slits his throat like he slit Riggs' throat previously. Same slash, if you notice, like same area, and he bleeds right the fuck out.
Good eye on spotting the
Oh
similarity.
yeah, yeah. It's a clever little like, oh hey, but as he like bleeds out, he hits a tape that basically says, lol, your wife's shotgun collar's around her neck. Guess what, bub? It's about to go off. And also your daughter, like the only kid you have left, locked her in a room somewhere. Bye bye. See you, Chief. And Lynn, poor fucking Lynn, who like
Honestly, out of all the characters, I mean, like I say, I feel bad for some of the characters in 2, but you got to know Lynn more as a character,
yeah,
especially in the extended version. And, like, Lynn literally, like, she was able to go into this horrifying situation, keep a relatively cool head, and use her expertise to keep John alive that much longer. I can see why so many people are frustrated at the end, which obviously you're supposed to be.
yeah. But it's like, man, you do everything right and just fuck you. For her, it's like shit.
Yeah, that's this marks of good writing, good characters. I was really invested in like all their stories. I forgot why
Yeah.
it reminded me why I like this series so much Because even if it went down in quality over time, at least it had an overarching story that was interesting. Now, if it was
Oh, yeah.
good, that's up to debate. But at least for the first three
Yeah.
movies, I can say it tells a solid story, and I would say they're all three good movies.
Yeah, I mean, this franchise isn't. It was never going to win like Oscars,
Oh, yeah.
but it is a good time of the movies, and that's why it was so. Especially that first movie. That movie is such a great self-contained thing that, like, if they had never made another sequel, it would go down in history. Still, I think.
Oh, yeah,
I
people
think.
still remember it.
Yeah, especially because, like, it is very intense without showing a lot too. Like, what we see is pretty, like the dude stuck in the razor wire. Like, that's a horrific fucking sight, but it's not bloody, really. It is more visceral in what you think is happening. We see the first little bits of Gordon sawing his foot off, and that's horrific alone. And just the blood spraying on his face is enough. And the movie knows it. And it does it well.
Yeah. And how
It's
his acting at the end
effective.
is, as much as I was making fun of some of his theater
Yeah.
acting earlier on, his acting at the end when he's
Oh,
like bleeding out and everything, really
his
good.
fucking face is so pale too. The effects of the makeup make him look like he's bleeding the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like,
and going
yeah.
back to how if this was a one and done, it kind of leaves it open. Like, did he just die outside that door? Did
Oh yeah,
John
did the
get to
guy
him?
yeah, did the guy just walk up and like stomp on his fucking head immediately after this? And the fact they don't answer it until way later is actually really nice.
Hmm.
Like, some of that is because there was some lawsuit stuff. That
Oh,
was
oh
not the
my
plan,
God.
apparently. Yeah.
I forgot about all that.
Yeah, apparently they were supposed to pay Carrie Elways about like 1% of the profit of the movie, which would have been at least about like a million or a couple $1 million. They settled out of court later, but it didn't get settled until like Saw 5 was already out. The original plan, I think, was to have like, because this is revealed later. Spoilers for Saw 7. It was revealed that he's been an accomplice the entire time, kind of like being kind of even so deep that Amanda and later Hoffman wouldn't know that he was doing some of these things. Which we'll talk about that when we get to it, because I'm gonna rewatch those movies and kind of see if it's as much of an ass pull as it kind of feels like it is.
Well, I mean, one thing I say they did do that doesn't
Yes.
make it feel as random in the second movie. When you see the guy getting his eyes sewn showing up,
Yep.
it's you can kind of tell the guy doing the surgery. He has a limp. It's Gordon.
Yeah. I mean, it's clever.
Yeah, and I think people pointed that out like even way before seven.
They wanted to kind of keep it coy because, like, they didn't know if they'd ever get Carrie back because of the suit. So I get it. They wanted to kind of leave it open.
To
Like,
just make up something if the suit went
oh, I
poorly and he
mean,
wouldn't come back.
even then, I just would not said anything because it's like
Oh yeah,
more.
yeah.
It's even more confusing because it's like, where did he go then? I also like the reveal that it's under the nerve gas house into. It's like, oh fuck. But I really like this franchise in the sense of like, it's really fucking weird. Some of it doesn't make any sense. There's a new video game coming out later this year. That's
That
a
takes
weird
place 100
multiplayer.
years before everything, and
Yes.
how are they going to explain that? Is it just there for the
It
namesake?
it's mostly there for the namesake and to kind of make it's Saw in the sense of like there's traps and there's ideas, but they're trying to do it to where they don't have to make it make sense of the story. It's also being published by Bloober Team.
Oh, those are the guys who did the remake of Silent Hill 2?
Yes, and they're doing the remake of Silent Hill 1. They're publishing it though. They're not developing it, but they've started a publishing arm. So the people who are making it, I don't know if they've done anything else, but hey, could be good. Could be dog shit.
I guess we'll find out. Funny enough,
Ah.
speaking of Silent Hill 2, I watched Return to Silent Hill a few days ago.
Oh, what do you think of that mess?
Terrible. Very funny though. It's something
Yeah,
I would actually recommend to watch, like if you were to ever get a group together, because it's just that bad.
I will say there's one thing I like about it, and that's the like the set that's the hotel set that's on fire.
Yeah,
That
no,
was sick as fuck.
I think that's what bugs me the most. Like, you would see certain scenes and you would see the fact that it's like, oh, this looks really good. And then
Yeah.
another scene would happen and it would remind you how bad the movie was.
I will still argue though, I like it better than the second movie they did, which is the 3 remake. That's an all if you ever want to sit and talk about all three of those, I'm down to.
Honestly, I haven't seen the original Silent Hill movie in years, and I never watched the sequel, and I only watched this one because some people in the Discord I'm in were watching it.
I saw it in the theaters. I saw it for my birthday.
Jesus, dude, you saw Return of Silent Hill on your birthday?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Me and my dad went to go see it because he was like, "Is there anything you want to go do?" I'm like, "Let's go see the Silent Hill 3 movie, which is a Silent Hill 2 movie technically." And my dad kind of felt the same way I did, which was like, okay, that waste of my time. I stole a bunch of they had Silent Hill postcards outside the movie theater, and I stole like 50.
Hey, at least you got that out of it.
Oh yeah. All right. Anything else you want to talk about the movies? Because I think outside of saying they're worth watching, I don't
Yeah,
really got much else.
I've asked Gabe, my previous guest, if you were to give
Yes.
a score out of 5 or 10 or however you score movies, what would you
Okay.
give the three movies?
One is I'm gonna go by five. So like 1, 2, 3, or 5. First movie I'm giving a 5. Like this movie would have been genuinely iconic, even if we never got any of the follow ups. It's such a cleverly made movie. The only negative I have maybe is the driving chase scenes are hilariously shot.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you look at Danny Glover's one, it looks like he's supposed to get chased because there's always a car behind him. And I think in editing they swapped it around. I really do think in editing, like at the one point he was supposed to be like driving there because he found out the location, and then Zepp was supposed to be chasing him. I think that's how it
Oh.
was at one point.
Oh, that's
But
that's a good point. Yeah.
if you go back and look at those chase scenes, there's nobody behind Michael Emerson. By the way, shout out to Michael Emerson for my 17 person of interest fans. We don't talk about Jim Caviezel in this household. Such a shame Jim Caviezel like lost his fucking mind. I digress.
You
Oh,
know what? I'll
oh,
look into that later.
oh, you should. He's one of those ones where it's like he was a little weird at first, and then like he started in the Passion of the Christ, and then he started believing he was Christ for like a little
Oh.
bit there.
Okay, I'm looking at this guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd
Oh
probably
yeah.
give the first Saw like a 4 out of 5. I do like
Yeah.
I have some issues with some of the writing and pacing.
Yeah, some of it does. It feel I cut it a little bit of slack because it is like
No,
somebody's
I
first
totally
like
get.
work, but it definitely
Yeah.
does feel kind of like a first script kind of thing.
Yeah, but no, you are right. Like, as this watching it, you can just see like, oh, this is really good despite its
Yeah, like
shortcomings.
despite the budget issues and everything, like it's one of the best. Like it is obviously more than one room, but it's one of the better one room thrillers I've ever seen because it is more of a thriller than it is a horror movie.
Yes, I would definitely say the first Saw is a thriller.
Yes. And but it is like mostly known as like this big gory movie when like really the most gory is probably the razor wire trap, which is not as gory as it would probably be in like Saw 4 or 5 or 6. And him starting to cut off his foot, which like in my mind, I think it's an impressive scene because you play so much of it out in your mind because when you really look at what's in front of you, it starts off and like there's blood a little bit, and then it's mostly just what you see on his face.
Saw 2.
Saw 2, I would say is like I'm gonna go 4 just because like it is also clever. It's not as clever as the first movie, but like in setting up what it's going for, and especially on a second watch, when you start to realize like, all the little things that reveal like the little aspects of like, if he would have just stayed there, if he would have not been as like angry blowhard, if he wouldn't have started abusing Jigsaw, if he wouldn't have been like, I need to go to the place, he would have been fine.
I'd probably go for like a 3.5 out of 5, maybe a little closer to a
Yeah,
3, just because the character development wasn't very good. I mean, later on,
I get
it
that.
all comes together pretty well, but in the moment, I don't know. Kind of felt they could have done a bit more. Sorry, do you want to say more about Saw 2? Or?
No, that's pretty much it. Then Saw 3, it's probably about the same score. I really like I said, the effects really fucking gross and horrifying in moments.
Yep.
Um, Probably the best like culmination of a plot, and also like we were saying earlier, Jigsaw kind of realizing, oh fuck, I fucked everything up. Oh no, all my fucking people were idiots. Was a good realization. And like we said, you feel for all the characters, especially ones who get like the shittiest ending. Fucking Lynn, man.
Man, yeah, Lynn. Yep, I liked that. I liked how they expanded on Amanda. I even without the extra scenes, I still think she's a really interesting character. And as
Yeah.
much as you want to dislike her, she's still a very. I think she's very sympathetic at the end of it all.
Oh yeah, and she's the only one speaking fucking sense in the room.
Not the sidetrack. I'm sorry. Okay, there's one
Oh,
more
you're good. You're
extended
good.
scene.
You're good. You're good.
I know, I know. There's one more little extended scene at the end that makes you just feel absolutely worse.
Yeah.
So instead of it just being like, oh no, my wife's dead and now my daughter's missing, there's this whole part where he sits down next to his wife. He's just kind of in shock and he's holding his wife's hand and he's
Oh.
just kind of realizing how he screwed up. You can probably find it online. And this is happening as the tape recorder's playing. And then he realizes like, oh
Oh.
shit, my daughter's been kidnapped too. And it's just the
Fuck.
most, oh my god, downtrodden ending you can possibly imagine. Yeah.
Shit. That's a
Uh,
rough situation.
yeah, no, I would definitely, you can probably find them online, the extended scenes. I think they're very interesting. Though I understand why they took them out for pacing issues, but I like them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give 3 4 to 5.
All right. I'm with you on that. I'm very curious to talk about like the future ones though, because there's so many to talk about.
Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
I also have another movie I would like to do eventually. I don't know how much you know about of a movie. It's titled The Evil Within. It's not based on the games.
Oh, the Argentinian director? Oh my
No, 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 no,
god.
no, no, no. It's
Oh, the
directed
Evil
by
Finn. Oh, okay.
yeah, directed by Andrew Getty, one of the grandsons of J. Paul Getty.
Okay.
It's a fascinating movie that was incomplete before he died and took like it was like inner development I think in like 2002. Yeah, 2002. It is a weird mess of a movie created by a guy who couldn't get it out couldn't get it in like couldn't get it finished because he didn't know what he wanted by the end. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
I see. Oh, wow, the full movie's right there. Oh, yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking of When Evil Lurks. Okay. Which is also an
When
excellent
Evil
movie.
Lurks is a good movie too.
Oh, yeah. No, excellent.
Oh, I really quickly, I'll shill. Loud equals funny. Loud equals funny. You can find it on all podcasting platforms, YouTube, what have you. But there's a similar movie podcast that we do called Second Screenings. First season is already out. You can find all 8 episodes on YouTube or various podcasting platforms. Second season of it starts probably by the end of August because we already got one in the can and we're starting to record the next one soon. I'll just spoil my 2 movies that I'll be covering. I'll be covering the movie Sex Drive from 2008 and then the movie Observe and Report, which Observe and Report's a fun movie. You should watch it because we live in a world full of the guy from Observe and Report who's now in charge of everything.
The Seth
Just
Rogen
in
movie?
general. What was that? It's Seth Rogen movie, yes.
Oh, interesting. Well,
That
thanks
is
for the
a fun movie.
recommendation.
Yes.
I've gotten like several recommendations out of this, so thank you
Hey,
for that too.
I like that movie a lot.
Okay, cool.
But yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming by, and I'd
Yeah.
love to talk to you again when we get to more Saw.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
Bye bye.